the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give it up. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up.
Hi everybody. Exciting good new music, yes, but sadly a nothing burger day. As most of you noticed, I'm so sorry I didn't go live yesterday. I was extremely tired and just didn't feel like there was too much to say that we were not too prepared for. Some would say and blame me for not going live and not talking about Tesla, but then again, as already presented on the Discord, and you guys yourself saw, it was all predicted a month ago, literally all of these levels. You know what, in case anybody wonders, why not, I'm just gonna throw it in the chat. Anybody who wonders, this very link will take you exactly to the sort of overall moment of prediction when it comes to the lives. We did it about a month ago, and you can watch it exactly when it happened and you know, draw your own conclusions whether the rain dance worked or whatever. The thing is, this is getting overdrawn, and even I myself am surprised to how quickly we got there, if you will, the way it's being done. Those of you who understand, we are overdrawing at this stage, and it's going to be not all that surprising to see the price action retrace right back to 333, obviously retest 328.32 that we have here, although it's not that strong. In fact, as you can tell, this time around we sort of just kind of moved through it without too much hassle. It seems the momentum is very, very negative. I would argue that's happening because people are extremely fearful and subsequently are jumping out with all various announcements about Elon, Tesla themselves, you name it. When will it stop? That's a good question. I mean, you of all people should be able to identify how soon or when will it stop. I would argue that, again, based upon how the price action is looking like already, and the momentum is building up, and so I'm not going to be surprised if this is going to take off, right? and start rallying upwards, correcting back to at least 333. We are kind of there. We are already, I don't see anything significantly close enough. 305 is too far, out of bounds on the channel, and so it makes a lot more sense that we'll start correcting to the upside, potentially retesting 349, 350, that range. Again, it depends on how quick and how speedy it will be. Definitely we'll probably retest 340-ish area on our way that sort of resides right there with the median. I'm not even feeling all that bad for slipping right into Tesla now, because, well, the S&P didn't do anything. This is just horrible. This is freaking horrible. I mean, the one thing we want to see is at least a closure of this gap. Okay, that's going to be pretty neat if we will be able to close this gap that resides around 6,095 to be more precise. Of course, we might as well call it 6,100. It's not too big, but still we have it. We have leftovers of this gap. You're like, Greg, what do you mean this gap? This gap. You're saying that there was a gap and there was leftovers because we closed some of it, okay? I noticed my charts are horrible to read when viewing back my own videos. So I really am going to, from here on out, do a couple of things that I'm going to put a little bit more effort on. Is speaking clear, because I really got relaxed with you guys. And I really feels like I'm just kind of narrating a very relaxed kind of hangout sort of thing. And it's really hard to tell what the hell it is that I'm talking about looking back at things. And I'm going to try and keep things chart-wise cleaner. I used to do that, but then I guess you guys made me feel so relaxed and so comfortable with you guys, so it feels almost like a, hangout with friends. So my charts end up looking horrible. But just saying, referring back to that very particular video in which I'm predicting Tesla. But just saying. So, yeah. So, all in all, you know what? Before I jumped into Tesla, I should have done this anyways, and let's do this because that's the right way to go, and this is the more traditional way we do, we go about things here. So instead of me jumping into Tesla right away, which was wrong, let's do Black Mamba. Hold on, guys, just wait. Let me finish the interactive first part of things. Wait, hold on, just hold your horses. Put the feet on the brake. Feet on the brakes. Hold on, let's cover the stuff. Okay, before again I get too comfortable and just hang outy with you guys, let's be serious. So first of all, what have we really done today? Really, we haven't done jack if anything. So we opened up with a tiny gap to the downside, closed the gap relatively quickly, right, as the market tends to, and then just kind of ended up moving around the very same range that we were in, moving on top of it, and now sort of we're sliding on top. So really, all in all, if we just slightly zoom out, we realize pretty much nothing. It is a nothing burger, but let's look at what the momentum is building up towards, so we will know better what it is that we should be expecting in the maybe in tomorrow's session, or the upcoming rest of the week, since it just got started technically. That's interesting. That sort of makes sense. A bit of a correction, movement up, sliding back down into that very channel it was moving out of throughout the day. This momentum is painting more of a negative picture. That makes sense that we will be dropping lower right here towards the 6,055 area, the bottom of the channel, penetrating right back into that very channel that we were sort of moving about within the last several sessions. So nothing all that surprising. You can kind of see remnants of these very channels right there. I just said I will keep it clean, and I'm doing the other thing. So yeah, keep it clean. 5 minutes. 5 minutes looks rather bearish, which sort of confirms what we just saw. Right now being tested on that median of the longer duration channel. You can see it in the background, the green and the red. Here is its median, the center. The median is the center. Those who don't understand what we're talking about, you can kind of see it running through. And you can see the short duration channel that is basically this sort of thing that almost takes this entire price action sideways, if you will, with high volatility on both ends. Of course, moving into that wedge, again, you guys remember we spoke about the wedge. It is pretty distinct and clear with regard to the behavior around the price action. Here it is. You can see how the price action is basically getting locked within a wedge formation. We spoke about these sort of things. You see the wedge slightly adjusts based upon the time frame, but right now it's pretty evident and clear. This is what we're doing right now. So that's that is 5 minutes for you with a clear bearish momentum. Now I will remove this, I'm sorry, just so we can keep things cleaner and you guys will be able to see a little bit more distinctly what it is that we're expecting and why it is that I'm saying that this is what we expect. This momentum is rather bullish, so it's not all that surprising. That means everything we saw is kind of within the shorter range context, and this just implies the idea of us moving back up, retesting that very strong resistance that we've been tackling for the past soon a month, soon to be a month. In fact, we know it's been longer, but the current attempt, if you will, this was the previous attempt, this is the current attempt. We had a bit of a relief retracement right there. So right now, again, moving into that wedge formation completely makes sense. It appears again and again, not also weird. It all plays into the context of each other. I should probably stop there before I get the chart more dirty and just remove it like this. So we said 30 minutes. We said we have a bit of that upside momentum, and on the 45 minutes, do we see confirmation of it? Yes, we definitely see a bit of confirmation, so nothing that substantial. This will definitely allow us to easily continue close the gap that we intended to see all the way towards 6100, and then start breaking back down. As we're seeing, this is very weak around the 80 range of the stochastic RSI. Implies that we're pretty much right about to run out of momentum. This convergence divergence is very clear, I would argue, so it pretty much says how shortly we will flip over, but until we do so, we still have a little bit juice left in the system, and until then, I'm not going to be surprised if that juice is going to be funneled towards moving towards the 6100, completing the gap, and definitely following the current channel. Those who are attentive will notice there's a channel here. Sorry for my horrible inability to draw. It looks more like so. See, now it looks like it makes a lot more sense. So that is that. What else are we seeing? What does this mean for us? This means for us, again, a little bit of that bullish momentum taking us right into that wedge above, so it's not going to be all that surprising, boys and girls, those who you wait to the price action to stop perfectly at 6100. Well, you need to learn better. That's not how the market works. If anything, it will make a lot more sense. It will have slippage, sort of inevitably testing that and maybe doing something of this sort. So that actually makes complete sense for us. Boys and girls, you gotta slow down the goddamn chat. I cannot follow. You guys are bombarding it, and I'm like barely keeping up. You know, looking with my side eye thingy. So I'm glad to have some dry powder. You wait, John. You know, we don't know if this is the bottom. Remember, if you watch the analysis of Tesla, that is that area which we're testing right now is just a mid-range. And even then, when I made that prediction, I said, of course, when it will drop, it will correct back up, retest pretty much exactly as I'm saying right now. In fact, it's not going to be all that surprising with this sort of drop to see it correct back up all the way to 359.76. Then it's not going to be all that surprising that if it's going to create some sort of inverted head and shoulders right here. This sort of fits the narrative perfectly, right? And then continue this. This is really works into the framework of what those who specialize in technical analysis are familiar with, and completely makes sense in terms of what we've been expecting, in terms of what we've seen in the past days and weeks, in terms of how the price action is being built up. And subsequently, that makes sense perfectly with the trajectory and the expectation that we had even back then, which was roughly around a month ago. Let me see. So right here, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. We're completely out of bounds on the channel. So yeah, it will make sense if we will end up retesting maybe even that 359, just to kind of point out the way these predictions work. Market is waiting for CPI. Absolutely, Black Mamba. Very, very, very good. I was about to get to it. You kind of broke the thing I was about to finish off of. But yes, the market currently right now is pointed, have his eyes on the CPI. If we're going to have a higher handle than 3, of course, that means a lot. The market expectation, I haven't really checked recent. Let me check just to be 1000% sure. 3.1 was it? Or... What were we looking at? But definitely CPI is the thing that we're all waiting for. No, 2.9, right? They're still sitting at 2.9. The 0.3, the increase is on the core CPI month over month is expected. On the CPI month over month, not the core, the CPI, which includes food and energy, basically will... they expect it to drop, so yeah. Of course, the numbers tomorrow will say really where things are going. Fed Chair Powell testifies. Of course, that will be very, very, very interesting. I think everybody is really waiting for that more than anything else to be more objective on things. That is correct. That is correct. Very good for you that you pointed this out and you are aware. And I got nothing for a burger. Thank you, Tesla. Yeah, if anybody here, Mamba really does write these things. I forgot. Mamba, I hope you were able to capitalize on this one. I mean, that was really right up your alley. I completely forgot. I hope you were able to enjoy this. Like and subscribe as usual. Stonks, thank you very much. I appreciate it. When will it stop? We said that. You're blurry. You are blurry. Am I blurry? Is it still blurry? Still thinking eventually 180 for Tesla. Is it still blurry, guys? I didn't know it was blurry. It's cutting through all the levels. Greg. I forgot this how you write and fuck my life. Здравствуй. Greg, здравствуй, that's it. Can analysis ONTO stock. Murat, please put a star so I will notice these things. Yeah, like that, like Stonks did. Of course, I will try to do that once we finish through the regular stuff. At least I kind of caught up a little bit, so it'll be easier to catch up once I continue. I see ONTO, Crowd, SoFi, Black Mamba. Okay, no problem, boys and girls. I mean, no drawing crooked ass patterns. Today, are you kidding me? Today is this entire thing is a crooked ass pattern. The market is an entire crooked ass pattern. God damn it! But yeah, no. Okay, then now I'm a little bit more caught up with the chat. Pardon me, boys and girls. Another important thing, it's an important thing before I forget. Some of you maybe know Tom is about to do a decent, interesting promo for me on his Discord as well for his members. You guys know I'm currently very limited on Academy spots, basically spots for the Academy for the one-on-one students. And so there will be a promo, and my students who already graduated and finished at least the first module, when Tom will tag you guys in the following days whenever the promotion will happen, I'll tremendously appreciate it if you guys can make your voice heard and kind of let people know your experience with the Academy and so forth, to maybe promote it a little bit more. So I normally don't ask such things, you know that, but since I will have the Academy locked, once these empty spots are filled for a long time, I have some plans for changes and things. So the one Academy will be locked for a while once these spots are filled. And so yeah, please do make your voice heard so it will not take too long, so we can move along and progress with the channel. By the way, those who are not aware, since I now noticed, I will highlight that I've actually opened up another channel on the Discord. Well, now we have the options channel. Of course, I now started the Greg's positions. I know I haven't posted my SQQ position. I'm maybe planning to buy more, and then we'll update it. I'll see in the following days. If yes, no, one way or another, I will then post that right here, and you guys will be up to speed. So there's that. Those are the new updates. Of course, you have all the regular channels still in place. Yeah, things are kind of growing slowly, getting reorganized. This is the kind of the community, me showing off how I predicted the Tesla move basically a month in advance. I'm pretty sure that if we go even further back, we're probably going to find some evidence of how we were talking about this, regardless of that particular prediction. I just didn't bother going to look further. Another very important thing I almost forgot, those of you who do join the server and sit right here in the limbo and can see only this channel, guys, don't do that. Make sure you connect your accounts, make sure you follow the instructions, right? Make sure that if you are not a member, join me here on patreon.com. That is the wrong thing. No, this is where you connect the thing. I'm stupid. I am stupid. This is where you connect the thing, and yeah, here it is. This is where you sign up, patreon.com, investor, 100% private server. Don't forget to download the program or application to your computer. It's not a website. Don't use it through your web browser. It's going to make it super inefficient. Don't do that to yourself. It's going to bottleneck your browser with your Discord with your browser. It's not good, not smart. Will limit your microphone and all sorts of permissions you probably want to have. So that's the final plug. And yeah, just kind of to keep it simple, you guys know what we're expecting in terms of the S&P. We've been predicting this for a while, and now the further on we go, the more we see signs of it, the more we see the deterioration of the momentum, basically the momentum breaking down. We ended up retesting that median as we went downwards, retested that median, and the momentum is now breaking downwards. You can see on a very clear downward slope, right? So this is pretty distinct. Right now we ended up testing, we end up testing the median. This is something that is very normal. You can see we do these things on and off again every several months, depending on the time frame we're looking at. As you can see on this time frame, it's more so visible that we do it this particular channel once every several weeks, if you will, once every month or two. Come on, where's the larger channel? Come on, here it is. And yeah, we kind of spoke about this. By the way, we spoke about this entanglement and how painful this will be because of this negative wedge that you can see right there, this sort of thing, right? This thing. We spoke about this if you follow the lives, and I hope you do, guys. Again, I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for you. And you need to remember what it is I'm talking about, or at least retrace back, rewatch, do whatever it takes for you to remember. I will remember these things regardless. The question is whether you guys will remember. That's the most important thing. And so yeah, the trend here is very distinctly bearish. Winter storm, gotcha. That's very important. In where? Washington. Washington, you guys having a winter storm. I'm sorry to hear. It's very cold here. I identify with you, but your cold is probably a lot colder than mine. Just saying. So yeah, we are again seeing this very bearish momentum. Basically, the inability to cross the 50, remaining below the 50 means bearish movement, or more so bearish than bullish. And this really a hint for us to see a correction back to the downwards side of this channel, which roughly sort of we can match it with roughly around 58 handle, with some slippage maybe low 58s, but then again within the context of this, that doesn't make sense that will drop to 5700. But once things will be filled here, come on, okay, thank you, you will realize that really what we have been doing all along, remember this long weekly, this longer duration weekly or slow weekly matches with our short monthly. And pardon me, that's the very same channel, or the ceiling of the very same resistance that prevented us from continuing upwards right here around COVID peak, and or Fed peak, whatever you want to call it, if you want to be really more precise about things. Pardon me. And so what you really realize that it's not really just about this very narrow channel. The question is when we're going to break this channel and not break outwards. I know some of you thinking positively, but sadly no, actually break downwards, and more so again. It depends on the momentum that we're seeing, and the momentum is quite negative. And if we go to the monthly, which is the highlight of all things that we've been sort of following like a hawk or like an owl, whichever you want to refer to. That one in particular, we actually Well, we know that this indicates at least a retest of that 57 to 55 range. So basically going back to this wedge first, testing this thing, and then potentially breaking downwards to roughly around 5,000, 4,900. But this is all out. I mean, maybe I'll use this very moment, boys and girls, in the future when the market will start breaking. I'll need to show. And I've been saying exactly that. Otherwise, people don't believe in the holy magical rain dance of technical analysis. But yeah, that's about that. And so, yeah, the monthly basically is looking not all too healthy. When we will reach this area, we will know how bad things really are, and of course, we'll end up seeing whether they'll end up retesting 48.0893, which is a major support right there, really nearby to that channel bottom. And with the slippage and the fear that and the pain that we'll have, I'm not going to be all surprised at all to see how that level will get retested. So X marks the spot, if you will. Let's clean this up just a little bit so you guys don't get confused about things. Okay, maybe a crooked ass pattern. Who wanted the crooked ass pattern? Here you go. Chris, was that you? We wanted the crooked ass pattern. So here we go. Crooked ass pattern as promised. Here delivered. There you go. Pardon me, boys and girls, sorry. If anyone here wants to know, my cough is getting better. It is getting better, so thank you for asking if anybody wants to know. I mean, no drawing matter in the year. You see, I just found the Christoph. That was you. Just for you, my brother. That was the best. Black Mamba, please, only one at a time. Yes, Stonks, thank you very much. Yes, guys, if you can throw just one at a time at me, it will be a lot easier. Like, really a lot easier, because you guys do throw, like, every single one of you throws one, and that gets difficult. So please try to keep it tame so I can really follow up and answer everybody's question, okay? Or we'll be getting this blurry picture. But are you getting about maybe your quality is not set well? What about the blur picture? Let's see. Are we getting this blur picture? No, so clear for me. So that apparently is something for you there, dear. I'm sorry, I don't know what's up. I wish I could help, but on my settings, everything appears to be just fine. So it is what it is. Let's see. What are we going to cover first? I mean, we already looked at Tesla. We just kind of say Greg's still thinking eventually 100 for Tesla. Absolutely, Stonks. In fact, lower. You know that we think that Tesla will end up even lower than 180. I mean, the current major super duper area for us to be more attentive to will be the 270, 250 handle area. That area is dense with supports and resistances, as you can see on my screen right there. Of course, we're going to have the 300 area that's going to be somewhat intense as well. But 250 and 60, that will be very significant. If broken, then of course 200 area, again, very significant. Basically kind of a range of $30, and then the pain starts again. And if broken down below that, we see 175.60, 165.63, 158.95. The various fib retracement levels you can see on my screen, all of these should play somewhat overall. Of course, the bigger font ones are more major, if you will, more important. So, but then again, that is the utter bottom. I still remember that 106, and I said that if we ever truly drop to the utter bottom of Tesla, that will be that 106 area. I would still, would keep it in mind, but I'm not saying that we're going to just teleport there. Of course, as you can tell, there is a metric F-ton of supports and resistances to be broken, retested as we make our way down. And a new channel potentially. So there's a lot ahead of us, a lot. If people really underestimate how intense the whole process between where we're at now with the corrections, because remember, it's not going to be just straight down. It's going to be movement down, corrective movement, movement down, corrective movement, interference, market reports, back on track. So this will within itself will take basically years. It appears to be that we dropped so rapidly within no time, right? but once we start correcting, go sideways for a couple of months, this and that, so all included, yes, it will take a while. Yes, Oli, very correct, Oli. We have tomorrow's CPI, but the real question is, how will it come through? What will be the sentiment, and how will the market receive that CPI? If the CPI will cross the threshold of 3, even 3 itself will be very unpleasant for the market, very painful. 3.1, again, the higher the crazier, basically. I hope we all understand that little premise. Let's see what we see there, what you guys are asking for. ONTO, I saw that. Crowd SoFi, we said. Okay. Tesla, we've kind of covered. Are you all getting this? We asked this, so should stop drinking beverages. My internet crashes with Tesla. You guys are killing it. I love you guys. You guys are legends. Elon is getting upset, so he's crashing the internet. It's like, no. Screw you guys. You guys are legends. All are looking forward to that. That is crazy with bent up demand. Leo, okay, right, waiting, just excited. Okay, the market closed, by the way, if we just want to take a little sneak peek to how the market closed. Nothing burger. Like we said, it's pretty much a nothing burger. Let's hope tomorrow will be a little bit more yielding and will actually result in the market closing this gap around 6,095, 6,087, whatever it is. Pretty much 6,100. Don't even mind if it were to 6,100 again. Even slide through, that's all right. It's not gonna be completely unheard of. So yeah, I mean that's kind of how we close the day. Not all that impressive, boys and girls, I gotta say. I kind of said that we might have at least 2 boring days at first, and only then the rest of the week will get more exciting. And I pretty much remember clearly saying that last week, so here we go. So far, so good. The only thing that did surprise is how quickly Tesla did drop, or more so that we're not seeing fears into similar assets that are oftentimes slightly affected, such as Palantir, in fact, although not in the same sector. This is not going to be a sector-wide movement. If anything, it's more of a similar narrative, similar sentiment, similar clients, similar retail kind of issue, if you will. So it is a bit surprising, but you guys know for Palantir we're expecting a very, very severe drop, and Palantir completely overblown, out of proportion. The first move that we're expecting for Palantir is to drop back down to 100, 102.92 there, 100, 95, 90. 89, 90, 43. So you have a very wide range of supports and resistances that will get retested as we go down. I'm not going to be surprised if we will end up seeing some form of sort of head and shoulders being created. Doesn't have to look like that. It can be on top of the thing. It doesn't have to be adjacent. The shoulder doesn't have to be symmetrical perfectly, if you will. The whole idea of having a shoulder, the shoulder might as well actually slip below right here, happen inside of this wedge. That you can have that end up being the thing. So yeah, that is still a valid head and shoulders, or a crooked ass pattern, you name it, you choose. So Palantir, get ready. Palantards, get ready. Shit is about to hit the fan for you really badly, like really bad. As soon as this 4-hourly gives, I think the daily is already looking like poop, if I'm not mistaken. So as soon as that momentum already gives and starts crossing, you guys are in for a ride. You guys are in for a ride. Here it's going to probably get stifled by the 50 range. Although the momentum, again, that's because of that excessive momentum. That does happen when you use stochastic RSI, even that with the full objectivity of what it can do. Maybe also more so, stochastic RSI is more highly affected because of the recent price action, which I gotta say is not really all that good for this sort of situation, for that sort of scenario. So it paints far more of a positive narrative at some time frames more than it should. While in reality, it is completely blown out of any normalized proportion and probably go for a very deep correction, shitting the bed for so long it will feel like the stock is about to, burn up in flames and die. Okay, and I'm not kidding. You guys don't even realize how bad it can get for Palantir. I'm talking more than 50 to 60% retracement. Okay, this is the shorter range, and of course, again, don't take this as a given, as a certain. This is just my own analysis and prediction on things. It doesn't mean this is not financial advice. God forbid. You do you. You're all big boys and girls. You're smart. You know what you're doing. You all manage your portfolio. This is not financial advice. So you do you. But this is what I am seeing. I'm seeing how things can get very nasty for Palantir. Of course, not immediately, not right away, not just in a straight run. But the same way we were running upwards, we might as well be drawing in a very similar fashion downwards. It's not going to be all that different. In fact, might be just as rapid. Just as rapid. So mind the back end, mind the back end of things. Of course, the 90 range will be highly tested. You can see that sign here that signifies the 90 range and the importance of these various 90, 80 ranges and all that beautiful stuff, because we're probably going to dwell there at least temporarily, retest some of these supports and resistances as we make our way down. Okay, I hope I was able to answer. Pardon me, Palantir. Let's move to ONTO, right? We said ONTO. 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 You see, guys, I'm not a great singer, I promise, I swear. It's like a painful experience. But ONTO, innovation. ONTO, innovation. ONTO is moving downwards in a very distinct, clear pathway. Right this way, sir, madam, lady, sir, madam, sir. Dolphin. So this is median currently being tested. Not gonna be surprised if retested before continues, although seems to be just the right amount of attempts right there. You might be slipping and sliding and continuing to your 142 right there-ish, 140 handle, given how this looks like, given how this looks like. You see that beautiful thing inside of the bubble? Little bubble. Bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble. This is interesting. This is giving you some relief, so this definitely first this bubble, bubble. And but on the grand scheme of things, you are going to shit the bed. This looks like shit the bed mode, basically. You want to know what happened last time? Here, that what happened last time. Here time, it's just getting started. Okay, so this is going to be more severe than this. Get the idea? Yes. So that is that. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Tesla, we've covered Tesla more than in depth at this point. ONTO. I think somebody said SoFi there. Let's do SoFi. SoFi is not having a fun time. SoFi. What is you SoFi doing? God damn it. God damn it, SoFi. What you doing? SoFi is at the bottom of the channel. I know, I understand for you guys it's sideways, and it is sideways, but it's the bottom of the channel. You see, if this is the top of the channel, this is the bottom of the channel. You see, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. Good. This is actually positive because, I mean, it's kind of running out and gonna go for a correction or so, it appears. Sorry, pardon me. It's more appears to be like it wants to go for a bit of a correction here. I'm not gonna get too surprised if it really what it wants to do is more of this wedge thing, right? So yeah, let me just clean this stuff up just so you guys can I can tell you that this is far more likely to get stuck in that wedge because I am not seeing like it can do anything else right now. Maybe because of this is still very bearish, right? This is still very bearish, so I'm not going to be all that surprised if what we are formulating here is another retest of that very center, that median of that channel that we're seeing right there, sort of thing. So it kind of makes sense. So first drop more to 1438, move back up, and then under the pressure of the vastness of the market, once the market start printing more bearish momentum, down, more down, many down. 1342, 1262 handle, that will be your first station to get stopped at. 1342, I repeat, 1262. I repeat, you will be doing something akin to this very shortly, relatively, right? Cool. Why? Because of this and the rest of it. But I am probably so behind on the chat. Derp, not droop, more derp, derp. Derp. Alex, yo, what's up, yo? What's up, my brother? How you doing? Yes, it would be nice if we can do plug. Of course we can do plug. Plug is simple. Plug is the quickest of them all. Are you kidding me? Plug is buy price. Plug, we said, anything that is below 188, it is wonderful price to buy. I've been buying. In fact, just yesterday I reposted. I have shown right here. Let me just show off what I was saying on my Discord. I was just showing how, that's the wrong Discord, sorry. I was showing exactly this, how I now, instead of getting 200 as I normally would, you see, I even changed the language to English for you guys so you can see and understand it. And I got 300 more instead of, last rate was 172 when I got it. So yeah, that's 300. So I'm buying. You do you. This is not financial advice, but we are currently weaving and moving and doing things we are accustomed to. As you can tell, this is not all that abnormal. We are familiar with this sort of behavior, and in fact, we're expecting it. Please, today, or am I just being? All right, I'm being stupid. I'm being stupid. Yeah, that's it. That's where it departed. Yeah, there's like, when we see it deeper, we can see it got retested more times, and my eyes are really effing with me right now. But that's normal. That's a low, absolutely. But that's a perfect place to buy, as far as we know it. And if we're looking at momentum, right, it is all starting to look all that very nice. As you can see, this is why I'm personally buying, because it starts to get very bullish. It is bullish right now, but it is getting bullish. Getting to bullish. But the real cool thing about plug, really, is this bit that we're about to cross 50 right there. We're moving and we've been stuck below, and the spring was getting charged. That's not a very normal scenario. Normally when this happens, we just go bananas afterwards. So that's really good. I like that. But the thing I really like the most is this. This is the quarterly chart. This implies that we're going to have one hell of a run. Once this starts fixing back up, which will probably start moving with high demand for energy that will be coming up soon. And I know it's hard for you to imagine with this very weird chart, but I'll remind you that this thing had split. So it kind of broke things and make things look weird. But yeah, boys and girls, get ready. We're potentially about to see here some really decent time if they can start seeing some positive reports, if they will start printing some positive reports with the recent changes, new administration there, and executives and beautiful stuff. We might actually see them come through. But again, we are not trying to play the narrative as much as we're trying to read the narrative of the bigger boys and girls in the background who know probably more than we do. And so we're getting ready for a decent fun time. The 6 months, I know it might be somewhat confusing to someone like, Greg, we're just getting oversold. Right. But with the loss of the momentum, the negative momentum rather, or the accumulation of bullish momentum we saw on the smaller time frames, once that starts printing on a half year, guess what? It will appear a lot more bullish. And so in fact, what it will appear like as if we got stopped by the 20 range and start correcting higher, which is actually, again, on the grand scheme of things, probably going to be very painful in the long run for this sort of asset to eventually make it. But as it does its own thing, we can capitalize on various movements. So that's the thing. Remember, we're not trying to stay into this thing like it's an investment, or at least you do you. What I am doing personally is just, having a decent trade there that I can identify that is inevitable and energy related, and energy is a good thing, and those who understand. So yeah, that's plug. That's plug for you. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Yeah. Yep. Although all over the place, we're slowly covering all our bases today. So we did ONTO, we did SoFi, we did Tesla Palantir. Please remember back where you pulled it from. Okay, it's secure now. You guys are, the shenanigans in this chat are bananas. Mamba. There are more people interested in options in the community. You guys have the options channel now. I'm not there. I'm not much of an options guy. But you guys, technical analysis is what all of you need to be able to perform well with regards to options. You do you. I'm not arguing. That's your, corner of things. Grab insurance. I see. I'll find LMND, Lemonade. I don't know if still, but actually used to have a relative who used to work there. Lemonade are an interesting concept in the grand scheme of things, very much like SoFi, generational sort of thing. And I would argue that eventually it will be doing well. There is a lot of headwinds, and the way in will probably gonna be, but this is actually looking like it might have more of a correction soon. But then on the grand scheme of things, oh yeah, no, that's not good. That is not perfectly good for them. At least 27 sort of not good, 26, 27 not good, kinda. That looks like 27, 26 not good, definitely. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense actually, but they're looking healthier than I would have expected. Let's just say that. I mean, there is some upwards movement in the system right there. So before it just don't expect it to just drop tomorrow, right? It doesn't work like that. We don't time things, but I'm not going to be surprised if it will end up retesting that 35 still, and only then breaking downwards to whatever that was that we saw that. And in fact, I'm not going to be surprised if around this price range, it's all going to be 35, 30, 25. 20, the regular shenanigans and some in-betweens, if you will. Lemonade is a very young stock, so it's a bit of a problematic thing with it to have a proper measurement and a Fib retracement structure. So, but I mean, you can probably work with something along the lines of this, or this is the one that you should be working with. It will probably the very skewed, disgusting sort of structure from which things will start for it, but eventually will play out more. Oh my God. More like so. Yeah, looks like I got it right. It looks like I have a feeling that I got it right. What do you say, boys and girls? I got it right? I got it right. I have a feeling I got it right. So the way it works now is that you're effed real hard. You're still stuck in the lower sort of channel of things. Basically this range, that's your... yeah. I'm not going to be surprised if that will be the case for Lemonade over time, but sure, for now, let's just be honest. Up to 37, 35 range if you're lucky and things are going and looking out well for you. But on the grand scheme of things, try 25, 20. The handle of 25 to 20, basically. The 20 handle and 25, since it's a strong psychological, I'm not going to be surprised that exactly over time and first perfectly fits the junction right here between both forces. So basically, as we say, right here, or X marks the spot. Like so. X mark the spot. Maybe like so I should do. Right? That will make a lot more sense. Okay, cool. Cool beans. Epam. Epam, epam, epam. Epam, epam, epam. What is epam? Why does it sound so familiar? It sounds like I should know what it is. Short Palantir. You do you, Mamba. You do you. I cannot tell you to short Palantir. It's like that G. It's about time, bro. Mamba, you know, let's be honest, we both understand how significantly crazy and outplayed it got, and I think it has a lot to do with the sentiment in the retail and how they were trained to buy the dip. And once the institution identified this sort of behavior, guess what, they capitalized on this full tank, right? So yeah. Alrighty, let's do epam. Look, a pen, up his channel, very distinct, but it is not good. It is not good to see this. It is not good at all. It is not looking healthy right there. I will argue that your palm is definitely going to 149, 140, 150 handle easily. The sad reality is that it's highly correlated with the market, it seems, and so you're definitely not going to be spared when the market will take a dump. And yeah, definitely 170. First 200 makes sense. 250, first of all, psychological. 200. Don't forget, you're gonna have your fib structure that is probably looking very similar to the indices. Oh my god. Well, that really doesn't matter that much, but still, it's not gonna be all that different from the indices. How far out is it? That sucks. That's right, almost hit the spot, but sure. It within itself probably does obey this sort of narrative. Ugh, got it off a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's kind of like, I think, ish. And already looks like it should be good. Yeah, there you go. So it's kind of good. 283 your ceiling, which matches perfectly with that trend line. That makes total sense. That will make sense. That will be the left squeezed bottle downwards. 179. Yep, you got it. You got it. That is sadly your reality. This is your upward momentum that is left over to take you back to 263. Why am I saying 263? 283. Sorry. 283.06. You easily make that happen still. Once you do make that happen, then you will start probably breaking back down in one way or another, whether crossing it or not, making your way towards here. 179. Don't forget retesting 250 that you will have right here, 250-ish, 250, right? Of course, 200 that you will have right there, of course, as well. So you have all that cool stuff. Don't forget about that, and get ready for some fun time. That is a pump for you. Is too skinny ass pattern. I am skinny ass pattern. I'm slim fit skinny ass pattern. That's what, are you kidding me? That's exactly the pattern we go here for. That is, if you don't like skinny ass, you're in the wrong place, ladies and gents. If you like curvy bottoms, I am not What you looking for? Bony ass. Костлявая жопа on Russian. Yeah. And I am very happy with my Костлявая жопа. Since I am not a female, I don't need to be extra curvy, I'm sorry to say. I am allowed to be Костлявая жопа. I'm a walking muscle, that's what I am. I have like 2% fat on me, if maybe that. Maybe, I'm not even sure. I'm not even kidding, guys. I am very, very, very slim. I do try to work out all the time, even when I'm feeling under the weather. Even then, I do workout, push-ups, bench presses, and all sorts of weird stuff. And even when I wake up, I sometimes just do them in bed. I am not shitting you. But that's good. That's how you keep, healthy. I walk a lot. I force myself to walk, basically, and run sometimes and do some cardio and stuff. But yeah, I have no ass. So, yeah. That happens. That happens, and let that be the biggest trouble of my life. URA is going down. Your URA is definitely going down. The thing is, you definitely ended up testing this top channel, and so right now you're testing median, which was retested to death prior, and you're definitely right now still continuing to the downside, giving this momentum. It totally plays in line. This is already below 50 and having temporary relief. This is below 50 having temporary relief. So all over the place, you're having the very same signal in essence. The trouble that you will have is breaking through this bottom of the channel, since the weekly is normally quite strong. And yeah, get ready to see what your price action will tell you about this very bottom right now that resides around 26-ish, but you still are aimed to the downside, so it appears more so than to anywhere else. And yeah, here it is. Here's your monthly, unsurprisingly so, cooperating with the rest of them. And showing you a very low of 20, which actually almost starts to look like a very healthy head and shoulders right there, and totally makes sense. So, sort of thing, right? Kind of, sort of, probably. We'll find some sort. No, come on. More like that. Slippage. Don't forget, that's normal. Which, by the way, coincides with this. I'm going to be surprised if that's that very same force that was here and that very same force that was here. Ta-da! Magic! Alright, boys and girls, since I am parched, first of all, I'm going to take a sip. You can neatly look at the very cool Discord we have. And you should join. You definitely should join right there. Currently, I have only one tier. It's the $20 tier, which you can get a 10% discount when you do try to log in. Let me try and see if I can get it running right now real quick so I can show. Let's do this. Yep. Nope. No need. And so, yeah, you see this wonderful thing. And then when you do this, you can get a 10% discount for those who don't know and want to join. And there are various cool benefits and more to come. And yeah, don't forget, there are very few spots for the academy, the one-on-one academy, and so sign up if you don't want to miss out, because once the academy is locked, it's going to be locked for a while, for a decent while right there. And that's it, I guess, boys and girls. We're done for today. Oh man, Stonks, oh, come on, Firm. Oh man, you got me with that one. It's so not fair. You're not fair. Okay, let me just let me do a trick with you. Let me show you something cool, right? You see this random spot that appears to be very random, right? Doesn't appear random anymore, right? Looks kind of not random at all. This is kind of a problem, so yeah. But you see, and then then this thing, which appears to be very magical, and then that thing, and then some time passes, and then you be the judge. The real question is, what time is saying we're below 50, mind you. Here we don't have data still. God damn it, you guys suck. You guys suck. You guys suck. But okay, let me say this. Think of what a firm, what do they do, right? And if people are short on money and struggling, this is going to take a big dump. This is going to take one hell of a dump. The way you want to see the retracement on that one, it will look like so. And so what you extrapolate from this is basically really what we are having is that slippage over 72.92. And of course the market is highly exuberant and going stupid, but really we are still at 72.92 and we're about to drop back to 48.41 gradually. Don't forget we're going to have with this price range we're probably going to have 70, 60, 50, 40, and all the way down, and 48, 41 will be the eventuality of it all. Retest that thing to death, probably on the top end of things. Then we're probably going to have some form of head and shoulders. As you can see, this is definitely very indicative. We might have some weird sort of, I don't have to tell you. As a former student of mine, you know better. We know exactly what we might get here. So it might get extremely unpleasant. You all understand that. In fact, it might get unpleasant this way. Unpleasant. Ignore don't mind the trajectory, but you get the idea. Stonky, you knew what you were doing. You knew what you were doing there. You cannot, you knew what you were doing there. You knew. But it was a good choice. It was a good choice. Those of you who know Affirm is a stock we traded in the community a lot. I've made decent moves on it, back and forth. Plenty of 100% ROI, 100 plus ROI returns on it, and percent ROI, 100% ROI. Yes, it's not. I was not wrong about the percent. I was just wrong about the 100 because it was more than 100 plus, 120, 30% ROI on that very thing in a matter of 6 to 7 months. Wasn't easy task, but yeah, people actually generated these sort of returns. Those who don't know, again, I was just analyzing, and whoever decided to participate made the money. It's up to you guys, boys and girls. Nothing here's financial advice. I love you all, and I will see you on the next one. And don't forget to sign up to Patreon and join us on Discord. Have a good night. See you on the next one. Bye bye.